1998 was a rather dull year. Um, I'd meant to find some major historical events that took place that year, and there really wasn't much of anything. Um, Regardless, I wasn't alive, and my dad went to a Sears and bought a guitar with the intent of learning how to play. He didn't do that, and it sat unused in a corner of our house for about 9 years until I came along and started actually learning to play guitar. A couple years later, I got a nice electric guitar, and that once again went back to sitting dormant, collecting dust, aside from the occasional time when I'd pick it up, strum some chords, and remember why I'd never played it. This year, however, I decided to pick it back up and familiarize myself with the intricacies of acoustic playing again. To my knowledge, the only thing that's happened to this guitar in this entire period has been the addition of a strap horn. It's never been serviced, and it still has the strap that I bought it when I started playing. The strings have borne the brunt of this wear. They are corroded, and the windings have been played off at points. I'm sure that if I were to cut myself playing the guitar, I would need a tetanus shot. So before they eventually snap from decay, I thought it would be neat to record the strings and then be able to compare them to a new set. I started by recording a round robin of me playing notes, and then I did nothing for a week because work got in the way. But when I returned to it, I had a new sense of vigor. I even flipped the breaker on my apartment fan just so that I wouldn't create any background noise. I did some chords as well, and then I went to work. When I got back, that was when I started to replace the strings. Now, I replaced the strings on electric guitars quite a few times, but I was a complete newbie to the acoustic side of things. I was a little bit concerned about that. To get a sense of how foreign it was to me, I thought the bridge was held in with a combination of dreams and superglue. Thankfully, it wasn't held in with superglue, but 25 years of tension meant that everything was pretty jammed in together. There were times when I definitely struggled to pop the pins out, and I think on the low E string it took me 10 minutes just to wiggle things free. When I was unwinding the tuning pegs after freeing all the strings, I really got a sense for this year's quality, and wow, it really is quality. The tuning pegs were wobbling around as I was moving the strings, and one of the nuts holding in the peg had unthreaded itself a bit, so I finger tightened it back on and just went ahead and slapped some new strings on. As I was doing so, they made this funny wow noise. I hadn't experienced it before. I'm sure that my other guitars do a similar thing, but I got kind of distracted for a minute as I was just kind of plucking it and then adjusting the tension above the nut. Eventually, I did get all the strings on, and I gave it a big strum, and it sounded something like this. Gotcha. I then tuned with the strings, and it sounded a lot nicer after that. I started recording round robins again until I got to the last string, when I realized I hadn't taken the grills off the microphones. So I did that and redid all the recordings, and then I called it a day because I was so exhausted at that point. What struck me about the difference was not just the brightness of the new strings, but also like the volume difference. 25 years is a bit of a long time to have the same set of strings on a guitar. I wouldn't recommend that. That's all for today. Please support your local library, and especially this time of year, your local food bank.